these N-word Tourette's, or what I say, N-word vomitings in this case. Shoot, I mean, you got Barber and this teacher Butcher, whatever the hell her name is. I mean, those are the school ones, the student and the teacher. And then you got this Martinez person that was on the track team thinking that she got a pass to say it. You know, the weird thing about this is, like, you got a lot of these people that just feel like they're just so emboldened by this presidency that they can say anything. And it's just making us as black people see who you really are as far as those that do this. You know, it's just, people have just felt like they can just say anything about black people and have no consequence whatsoever. Just disgusting. But yet, they get all bent out of shape whenever they're confronted about it. They say that they're practicing their free speech. Why does your free speech have to be so vile? I don't get that. I really don't get it, you know? And then when we speak up against racism, they call us race baiting. Well, funny thing, since you think you're the master race and all that, I think you all the master race baiters. And I'm not saying this about all white people. I'm saying this about white supremacists and people that are anti-black like that. That means other races too. They're pretty much like wannabe white supremacists at that point. And it's just funny because, like, you got all these people, and it actually is funny in a weird way, but it's not funny at all because it's kind of the way the system was built. There's that racial hierarchy thing, and everybody else is in the middle, and black people are always on the bottom, and white is on top. So these people, like a lot of other ethnic backgrounds that get on this racialist kick against black people, think that they are so much better because they're in the middle of the pyramid. But let me tell you, look who's on the top of you if you think that you're so better. You know, I obviously don't believe in this dumb pecking order, but if you subscribe to something, put it like this. Don't be surprised when it comes back on you in the worst way. We know what this country was built off of. We know what rules worldwide too, as far as black people, many of us do. But at the same time, it's one thing to know and to, how could I say this? I don't want to say expect anything, but to not be surprised. But for those that are in the middle, I don't know what to tell you. You think that you're so better than us, and you have the path to say the N-word because you're on a higher plateau and we are in this stratification, in this pecking order, which is fictional and made true by a system that not only demonizes us, but also demonizes you. To think, there's so many people that weren't considered white that are now. You know, I was laughing. I have a friend that's Egyptian, and we're kind of candidly discussing how a lot of Egyptians are, you know, like, are told to mark themselves as white. That's ridiculous when it's such a mixed place to be in. But you see all these people on YouTube, even those that claim to be Arabian and Hispanic, using the N-word towards black people and all that, and just thinking that they're on a higher plateau. Realize this. Society-wise, quote-unquote, you might think that, but look at who you're under. And even that has a lot of stratifications. To think, you know, even with a lot of this white supremacy, there's even within the white dominant world, there's still even like levels to that. To think there was Cockney people were classified as low, you know, low IQ or whatever people as well. You know, white Jews were too, you know, and still are. And so it's just funny how, like, that demonic system not only, you know, is blatantly against people that are non-white, especially black people, but also within their whole realm. This is actually history. So it's almost like anyone could be undesirable, as, you know, Margaret Sanger would say, you know, to get rid of, you know, in that sense. But these N-word Tourette's are just basically the symptoms of a system that's been around for years. Everybody in that system has always been anti-black. So it's something that definitely needs to be remedied. You know, we come a long way in a lot of ways, but we haven't in other ways. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about all this N-word Tourette stuff. That's what I call it, or N-word vomitings. People think that they're so free to do that. And then all of a sudden, when they get confronted about it, they're all repentant. Well, you're only repentant because you got caught. And I'm glad to see that there is some kind of backlash against people like this. But at the same time, I want to see it on a systematic scale. I want to see, you know, cricket cops that shoot people, race soldiers, as far as those race soldiers that shoot people, black people especially, in the street, get their just due. I'm surprised that even Mark Slager, I guess, kind of got his. You know, which I don't know how long he's going to end up staying in there, but that's another place. That's one out of an ocean of those that don't get punished for what they do with their corruption. And I get like, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, and I'm not saying all cops are like that either, but I'm just pointing out some things that are not cool. You know, even like the whole thing when it comes to employment and how like a person with a black name could be discriminated against, or, you know, black people getting redlined for what neighborhoods they should live in or not. So yeah, anyway, I know I went all around, but it was definitely to kind of target these vomiteirs, these, what I call, since they think that they're the master race and they could freaking get on us as black people, I call those people masturbators because they're master race baiters. And that's what I'll continue to call them, because they're dirty and disgusting. Anyways.